Imagine being fired from your job for being a member of a one percenter motorcycle club. Is that even possible? Does that happen? I think it happens every day. I have so many stories of where that has happened. But being arrested because you were a member of a one percenter motorcycle club and you didn't report that to your job, can they not only fire you but arrest you? Yeah, it happened. A guy was fired and arrested and charged and faced scores of years behind bars. We're going to tell you that story right after this. Oh, wow. Heck, I hit the wrong button. I should have hit. There we go. Without two swooshes, I'm not what I need to be. And then my damn swoosh button isn't working still. No swoosh button. But anyway. Man, welcome to the show, people. We had a last minute change in the show this morning, so I had to do some quick research, and it took me about 30 minutes. So we didn't get started on time, but I'm pleased because I got one of the coolest, I want to say, Thanksgiving Christmas gifts you could ever possibly have if you do what I do for a living. I believed in a guy. I trusted in his word. I backed up his story. I went and I got Hollywood, who has a bigger news platform than I have. I got him on the story. I got him invested in the story. He believed in the guy. And it looks like we were right. And it's such a great Christmas present. It's hard to even know where to begin with this. But it is it's been such an amazing story, man. And amazing if you like stories. If you were in it, it wasn't amazing at all. It was bullshit. But a man who helped found what has become a pretty large 1%er motorcycle club was later arrested and charged with all sorts of crimes, allegedly for being a part of that motorcycle club. And boy, this story is almost unbelievable. His name is CAPO Morales. Well, I think CAPO might be his writing name. And he belonged to the New Jersey Department of Corrections, where he was an officer there on one of the tiers. He had worked there for at least 20 years. And he was attacked by an inmate, damn near killed. The inmate gained access to the tier through a broken door that had dozens, if not hundreds, of work order requests for that door to be fixed. The inmate, intent on escape, broke through that door, slid it open or whatever, where he met the Department of Corrections Officer Morales. And it was on like a chicken bone. They was a scrapping, right? In this mortal battle of combat, Morales was severely injured, almost had his back broken, got beat damn near to death. So he was, taken to the hospital, that sort of thing. He had to have surgery on his back. And he was acknowledged as having a claim, a workman's compensation claim. Got hurt on the job. And he then goes one day to have a conversation with the people that represented the company or whatever, and they're having a wonderful conversation, such and so forth, and everything, and he thinks everything's all good, and they notify him a little bit later. They notify him that that he is being arrested. And the story gets crazy. This is crazy. My club brother sends me this picture here of me on the big screen. Damn, that's what I look like? Man. I'm in his cigar lounge on the big screen. I didn't even know you could do that. That's why people always tell me, man, you look bigger in person because you look so small on my phone screen. Anyway, we first got this I first got this message from him. 3/24/2021. What's up, OG? I pray all is well. I am the corrections. Okay, so what happened was I did a story about it. And, when we first get the story, we never get what's in the background. We never get that when we first get the story. We never get the background. We always get, did I screw this up? Now I'm out of focus, huh? We never get the background. We always get the story that's screwed up. Okay? So I report corrections officer, part of a 1%er motorcycle club. And he's been arrested. That's the story I get. I never get the backstory. Well, sometimes I do. In this case, this guy wanted the backstory to be known because it was important for his case. They were demonizing him. So I get this, what's up, OG? I pray all is well. I am the corrections officer that got indicted on the charge you blogged about last week. I have never addressed anyone, but I'm addressing you because I respect your platform and I always admired how you protect the culture. Hollywood and I have always been on this where we try to give the biker angle, even though we tell the stories. People tell us, oh, when you tell the story, we try to get the biker angle. And I've been through hell with this, you guys know, back and forth. He said, we've been friends on here since 2012. So he was contacting me in 2021. He'd been following me since 2012. I just wanted to set the record straight with what's going on behind the scenes that no one knows. I have been a corrections officer for 20 years. I'm 42 years old now. I have never hid or lied about me being a thug rider. And, you know, it's kind of interesting. You're going to find out some things here that are amazing to know. Like, most of you wouldn't know if I said the acronym THUG stood for Today's Heroes Unifying Generations. If I asked you, well, what 1%er club was Today's Heroes Unifying Generations, you wouldn't know. But that was the acronym for Thug Riders. He said, I was a proud member for over a decade and served as a national vice president for over a decade. I was injured on the job in April of 2019 due to negligence of the New Jersey Department of Corrections and had to have major back surgery. And this is the route they took to sever ties with me. I've been out of work for 2 years due to my injuries. So they charged me with these bogus charges to try to get my pension. No, sir, don't start that. To try to get my pension. Bogus charges to try to get my pension closed, I think he's trying to say. Of the major charges, I'm not reading this right. Try to get my bogus charges to try to get my pension. Okay, to try to get my pension because of the major workman's comp lawsuit I have on them. So he believed that because he had this major workers' compensation lawsuit, they were going to try to do this to stop him from getting his pension and that money. They slandered my name, all in the name of money. I love the motorcycle club culture. And I always did my job, and everyone knew exactly what I did for a living. I was just a person that never let a job define the character of the man I am. I treat all people with respect, and I always got it in return. I will have my day in court, and I cannot address this with anyone. I just respect what you have been doing for years, and I thought I'd reach out to you. God bless you and keep preaching the MC gospel. Throttle, hand up. When I first got this, I was like, wow. Because the article never made mention of the fact that he had been attacked, had gotten beaten, or any of these things. So I shot back. 1, I knew there was some bullshit behind the scenes. There's always more to the story. 2, I figured you would have been upfront about your job to get into a club like that. And 3, I said this much in my video. I told people there was far more cops and 1%er clubs than anybody might know about. But I also realized that your club was not always a 1%er club. In fact, that's a rather new situation for you guys. And he said, thanks for your response, bro. I appreciate it. Yes, I was assaulted on a maximum unit by an inmate that was trying to escape, and there were hundreds of work orders for that cell door to get fixed, and that went undone. I fought for my life on that tier. I had to have major back surgery, and I got mental health PTSD from it. And this is the thanks I get. He said, exactly. Thug Riders was not a diamond club at all. We were a sports bike club for years. I left Thug Riders in 2017 because for me it wasn't fun anymore. And I just faded to black and left the culture. So he says, as far as the Thunder Guards, because he was charged also for hanging out with the Thunder Guards or whatever. He says, I was never a member of the Thunder Guards. He said, so these charges are bogus. People respected me for what I brought to the culture. So it's interesting. He started a club that later became a one percenter club long after he left. He had friends in another club that he was never a part of. Friends in another one percenter club that he was never a part of. Yet they brought these charges against this man. That's crazy. What if my motorcycle club goes on to become a badass, hardcore, in the news, doing stuff, one percenter motorcycle club? And I, Black Dragon, had dropped out of that club like 5 years earlier. Do I become, it could happen. It did happen. It happened to this man. It happened after he got hurt and he was going to sue them on a workman's comp for not doing the things they were supposed to do. Now, when I hear a story like this, I don't know. This is your side of the story, man. I get invested in the story. I'm going to look crazy. But he said, let me hit you with the receipts. He said, they're making me out to be this villain who would disrespect the culture by lying to anyone. And I need to tell you what they charged him with. I think I have that somewhere here. What they charged him with. So he brought the receipts. And if you want to bring me a story, you got to do stuff like this. This right here, this is the receipts. This is, he sent me document after document that of what was going on in his life. Document after document, bro. So this right here, this receipt, this one, was the state of New Jersey. And I know you guys can't see this on the phone, but I'll read it to you. And for my listening audience, this is the state of New Jersey, the Division of Risk Management. This letter basically acknowledges that he was hurt on that tier. I'm writing to acknowledge receipt of your claim. I've received all the information submitted to this office on your behalf. And based on my review, I have determined that your reported injury on 4/22/2019 is deemed compensable under Title 3415 of the New Jersey Workmen's Compensation Law. So here is a letter saying that, he said, Dragon, these people are doing this to me because I filed this claim. And here is a letter where they say they acknowledge the claim. All right. So that's the first receipt. And this is a preliminary letter. We might find some information later where we have to deny you. But right now, it's the state admitting that his injury was compensable. Hope I said that right. Here is the receipt for him being entered into the Hackensack University Medical Center North. And this was 3/3/20. And this is patient's name. And this is the surgery that he had. Remember, he had to have back surgery. So the surgery was for 3/9/2020. And this is this information about the surgery. So he did have to have his back surgery, as he said he did. Interesting, huh? Now, this is a picture of one of the brothers that had 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 checked on him in the hospital, make sure he was all right. And this is very interesting. He's sending these receipts. This is what has happened to me. He said, "I'm a true biker at heart," and so what I'm going to do is skip ahead here for a second and show you the charges they gave him. So what's he being charged for, Black Dragon? Well, here is a receipt of what they charged him for. I haven't told you that yet. So he went to a meeting. Let me see if I can. How can I do this? He went to a meeting, and I've got to bring this up on my phone so I can read it. He goes to a meeting, and they hit him with these charges after they find out he's going to, sue their ass. And one of the charges I'm going to pull this up on my cell phone because I can't read it from where I'm at, and I doubt you guys can read it either. But yeah, here it is. So check this out, man. Preliminary notice of disciplinary action. He was charged with New Jersey Code conduct unbecoming of public employees and conduct and another conduct unbecoming of an employee and a violation of rule, regulation, policy, procedure, order, or administrative decision, to wit, on or about September 9, 2019, you falsified your application for a state identification card by failing to disclose your affiliation or membership with a subversive group or gang. Whoa! Wow. I didn't even know that such a thing was a law. I guess if you are working for the corrections department, you can't be involved in a gang or what they call a gang or maybe even a 1%er club. But here's some very interesting things. They said you falsified your application for state identification card by failing to disclose your affiliation or membership with a subversive group or gang. Following the incident on August 13, 2020, you were arrested by Special Investigations Division Professional Standards Unit, leading to the following charges being placed against you: actions involving criminal matters, tampering with public records or information, 3rd-degree felony, falsifying or tampering with records, 4th-degree felony, official misconduct, 2nd-degree felony, hindering apprehension or prosecution, 3rd-degree felony. Felonies, man. Is that crazy? So this is what they slapped your man in the mouth with, claiming that he had hidden his affiliation with this 1%er motorcycle club. They charged him with that in 2019. Like they said that he violated this in 2019, but he left the club in 2017. So he knew he was being, I don't know what the word is, routed, tarred and feathered, run out. He knew what was happening. So the first thing he told me, he says, bro, they said I had an illegal side business. That was another thing. One of his things is that when you have a business, you have to report this business to the department. He says, I had an illegal side business and that I didn't fill out the proper secondary employment information They said that I ran my food truck illegally. And they also said that because he was on this workman's compensation, he couldn't have another job. But you can have another job, especially if it doesn't injure you and you report everything. He said, if I had tried to hide this, he sent the next receipt. Why is it that they're using my food truck? I had the Battle of the Badges paintball tournament, and here was my food truck. This was the information that we used. Heck, where's that? Here's my food truck. Yeah, okay. And then there was a letter he sent me where they thanked him for using his food truck. And he says I tried to hide my affiliation as I never hid anything. Here's pictures of me. He's got pictures of him and the mayor while they're in their stuff. And then here's his Thug Riders mini documentary that he did, which I remember seeing this way back in like 2015.
Welcome. My name is CAPO.
And some of you guys might have seen this because I remember these guys were all over YouTube when they first got it. I'd never seen anything like it. Here he is right here.
The National Vice President.
Oh, heck, what's going on here? I need my inside speakers. Why are my inside speakers not working? Interesting. Should be on my inside speaker now, right?
President of the Thug Riders Motorcycle Club out of North New Jersey. Thug is an acronym for Today's Heroes Unifying Generation Riders, and I for Today's Heroes Unifying Generation Riders. Thug is an acronym for Today's Heroes Unifying Generation Riders. Thug is an acronym for Today's Heroes Unifying Generation Riders.
Interesting, huh? Like when he was running this thing, they were really trying to be something uplifting. They were doing their thing. And they weren't hiding. Like, how is this? This ain't hiding. Is this hiding? They weren't hiding.
MC.
You know, you got this fantasy in your head about getting out of the life and setting the corporate world on its ear. What the fuck you gonna do except hustle?
And they had what we had as bikers back then. This is what it was all about. You had some women? Yep. Dress scantily? Yep. Holding cups of libation. Yeah. And they were all around. Sexy chocolate mommies, Puerto Rican mommies, the whole damn 9 yards. This, my bros, is motorcycling.
Blue Rock, Thug Riders National President, and I am MC, baby. Capo, Tuck, Big Rob, John, St. Jig, Will, Left Yard, Big C, Big Game, I am MC.
And there was his affiliations right there. You could see these guys were, they weren't hiding. I don't see no hiding of nothing.
I'm doomed. Magic, D-Rod, JT, bam.
Now, there's no 1% on these guys. That's not what they were then.
Jay Blaze, Tackleberry, T-Money.
When he was involved, that's not what they were. When he was involved, they're charging him for what they became long after he left. That ain't what they were, though. Man, he knew he was going to win this case.
VR, I am MC.
I am MC. Boy, this was before I am Negan. This was before I am Negan.
Angel, white boy. I'm Alpo. I am MC. Freeway. Papa. John. I am MC.
I am MC. I love that, man. I need to make that t-shirt.
Hollywood. Pedro. I'm Eggy. I am MC.
And, you know, they didn't know a whole lot of MC protocol back then. They did what made them proud. They were wearing their cuts backwards. And I have personally never had a problem with that. They were a bunch of wild kids in New York, New Jersey area, later Connecticut, riding them motorcycles, popping wheelies in the street. They were like another version of the Rough Riders. Doing their thing, man. You know, breaking small infractions of the law, display of speed there.
Thug riders, I don't give a fuck what state we in. We run shit. No.
Well, they knew that was coming, right?
I may look older, but I'm 22, the youngest in charge.
I'm 22, the youngest in charge.
Now, right now, we about to walk and go.
Yeah, man. Go check out that video. Thug Riders mini documentary. You can see the beginnings of these guys. I remember seeing them because they had these like wild looking, like I was like, where'd they get those vests? Now everybody's wearing these. You know, everybody's got a vest like this. But I remember when them vests first, like I was like, well, who made those? I was a little jealous. I'm gonna tell the truth. I was like a little jealous. They got those panty little pretty vests. I mean, I was on that. I was on that because I was jealous.
Tonight. It's a special, great night. But before we start anything, we got to respect this culture. And we're going to give a moment of silence to those that fell. Rest in peace to Miss Pizzazz from High Rollers.
You know, I got to tell you, when you're at this phase of it, you really think it's going to last forever. This is the funnest part of MCing. When you're young and you got your group behind you and you're in charge and you're making your dreams come true, you don't know all the other bullshit is coming. This right here, man, is when you feel like you're going to live and do this forever.
Let's give them their moment. Scream their names out, man. Y'all want to get the mic to Lou Rock, my brother.
And I remember seeing all these videos. In this one, they were handing a guy his cut. And I was just, oh my God. I was like, how could they do that? How could they take such a special ceremony and show it on tap? You know, they weren't deep in MC protocol back then. They were making it up as they went. And that is the funnest part, man. They had these wild looking jackets, these crazy looking cuts. They were beautiful. They had these fast motorcycles. Man, they were destined to become.
I'll say another thing, man. I'm proud of this whole brotherhood. I'm proud of the president we have here, man.
You hear them words, proud. I'm proud. I'm proud. I'm proud.
I know you don't like being in the spotlight, but you know, we love you, bro. You know what I mean? Not only that, it's Mo's birthday today. Today, he reaches 10-year status, which is with 10 years with Thug Riders. Also his birthday, which basically he gets the lifer patch.
Wow. That's not, our lifer patch takes 20 damn years. Holy shit. They get one in 10 years? What?
I want to present this to you today, bro. This is yours. I'm going to put this on. 10 years of service, bro.
And that was CAPO. but they said he was hiding. Man, you got to admit that cut it looks really nice.
Clean, looking good. Congratulations. 10 years, man.
Man. I could look at videos like that all day long. I could just remember thinking, wow, man, those guys are they're having their best fun. They're living their best life. So he said, so that's when I asked him, I said, hey, listen, I said, I know that you're telling me all of this stuff. Are you telling me this for my edification? Or do I well, first of all, do you want to come on the show? He says, well, I can't come on the show. I'm in litigation. I'm fighting for my life. And my lawyers told me to keep my mouth closed. And I said, oh, listen, you got to do what them boys tell you to do. If they tell you to keep your mouth shut, then you keep your mouth shut. You got to do what that lawyer says to do. So I can dig it. And I won't say a word about this. No, I'm not that news agency that got you, bikers. I've held more stuff than you guys would even know. Pulled back some things. I want bikers to flourish. So I says, are you just telling me this? It's great information to know. And or do you just want to come on the show? He goes, I can't come on the show. But I'm giving you this information because I know how you represent the biker community. So you do with it what you will. Here are the receipts. I said, oh, well, great, mofo. It's on. Let me call my bro Hollywood because he's got, especially at that time, I was like, his platform is bigger than mine. At that time it was. And he's deeper into biker news. I'm just really getting into it. And so we called Hollywood, Insane Throttle. And Hollywood, you mean they're a cop club? And he kind of went in that direction. But no, they're 1% MC now. But this is their roots. This is where they came from. They made a change. Many clubs have. But in his story, this is where he was. He left before all that. He left, gone. So now he's being charged for what they are today. And this is who he was back then. Well, no, we were just a whole bunch of guys with jixers and stuff having a blast all over the internet, all over YouTube, all over Facebook. Why are they doing this to me? What the hell did I do to them other than I got this big lawsuit against them? I said, I'm putting together your story, bro. I'll get it out there for you, but the accusation that you hid anything is absolute bullshit. I remember seeing these videos. I was blown away by them. They got hundreds of thousands of views. He said, facts, big brother. Thank you. I was a proud member. The fact that they say I hid my membership was disrespectful to me because I loved it so much. Thanks for your support. Big brother, I'm just a little guy fighting a huge machine. And I told him this. He said, I'm just a little guy fighting a big machine. And I said these words to him right here. Sometimes David kicks Goliath's ass. You have to be resolute and steely-eyed. Now, steely-eyed is something we use in the submarine Navy. steely-eyed, your eyes like balls of steel, focused on taking out that very elusive Russian submarine that's trying to kill you. You must be steely-eyed. And I told him sometimes David kicks Goliath's ass. You have to be resolute, and you must be steely-eyed. And that's when I told him I'm gonna get Hollywood on this. And that's when Hollywood and I ran our co-stories that we ran together on this, getting his word out to as many people as we could. And he sent me this. These were remarks that were made when supporters found out that they were doing this to him. One guy said, "We need justice for Mo. He's a great guy. Only reason that they're doing this to him is because he got hurt in prison, where inmates slid a malfunctioning door open and attacked him at 6 a.m. when he was making sure they were okay. He's in the process of suing them." A user from New Jersey said he never hit anything. It's been on his Facebook page for years. Mo CAPO Morales, shaking my head. People knew that this man was being railroaded. And so this was another document that he said. I mean, this guy came with receipts. This document was the document of his lawsuit that he was filing against him, and the attorneys that he hired that so that he had proof. Hey, man, they're pissed off at me because I'm filing this lawsuit. You know, all these receipts he had. And then he had pictures of, he was like, we never hid our affiliation. We were a sport bike club. So we never hid our affiliation. We in instances like this, we even had our badges on our cuts. You know, these guys had really not done their homework. Here is when they were feeding homeless people out of the back of cars. You know, that's that picture. Not only did we, you know, it's what all biker clubs say. Hey, man. And all biker clubs have evidence like this. All biker clubs. This is what all biker clubs do. We help people. We take care of people. Here are them helping children in this picture, doing some stuff with the kiddies. In this picture, this next picture, here's them with the mayor, Mayor Ras Barack. All of them surrounding the mayor, out there with the mayor. You can't say this guy was hiding his affiliation. There he is, right there next to the mayor. Holy moly, man. Crazy, huh? So here's another picture of them. Is this the one where they were here's one of his brothers that was a firefighter, and this was his, you know, everything is public. Firefighter talks about he was a member of today's Heroes Unifying Generations, MC, Thug Riders. Very public, nobody hiding anything, man. You can see that the court battle, and then I even have a picture of them with Sandy Hook. Here they are. This is the one I was looking for. This was a picture of them paying tribute to the Sandy Hook, you know, what do you want to call it? Murders, not murders, but executions, whatever you want to call it. The one where your boy Alex Jones did those poor people so bad. They were there paying tribute, not hiding. So whatever happened to all this, you might ask? Well, this is what happened with it all. David slew Goliath. David slew Goliath. Someone told me, my producer in the background said steely-eyed is also the 1,000-yard stare. Oh, there you go. But here we go. Let me bring this up. Boom. Officers dismissed indictment. Latest black eye for the State Integrity Office. Dismissed indictment. His indictment was dismissed. Whew. Long damn time. He lost his business. He lost his job. His dignity. Let's read the story. Here he stands, Ruben Morales, CAPO, we call him, stands outside the Northern State Prison in Newark, where he worked as a correctional officer for 20 years until he was suspended and arrested for misconduct. Suspended and arrested. A judge last week dismissed the charges at the prosecution's request. Photo of him here. Standing in a, for my listening audience, he's standing in a gray, I guess, or maybe blue. I guess I must be colorblind, but it looks gray to me, grayish blue. Sport coat. And he's got leather shoes on, brown shoes, and you wear brown with blue. Oh, so maybe it's blue. With his slacks on and his dress shirt, open collar, standing next to the New Jersey Department of Corrections sign where he used to be employed for over 20 years. And the story reads, about 2 years ago, the state lobbed a grenade that blew up Ruben Morales' world. Hey, they actually wrote this right. Ruben Morales with the apostrophe after the S. Somebody over there knows how to write. It blew up Ruben Morales' world. They called him a liar, an outlaw, and a gang leader, criminally charged him and threatened him with decades behind bars. A correctional officer for 20 years, Morales was suspended from his job, lost his side business operating a food truck, and spent 10 days in a psychiatric ward, missing the birth of his son when the stress became too much. Let me tell you something. When they come at you with these fangs, bro, it can break you down. It can break you. A correctional officer for 20 years, Morales was, I read that part. Last week, the state attorney general's office quietly petitioned to dismiss the charges, admitting they made errors during the interrogation on which they based their case. It was the latest in a string of failures by the attorney general's office of public integrity. Public integrity, they call it, The latest in a string of failures and accountability, public integrity and accountability, which was trumpeted when it launched in 2018 as a tool to combat corruption and strengthen public confidence in the government. Trumpeted. We are the office of integrity. Integrity. We'll get them. Yeah, you know how they do that. Trumpeted. After a judge dismissed another one of the office's cases earlier this month, a state senator called for an independent review of that office, saying its losing streak should be of concern to every citizen in this state. Morales, CAPO, was part of that losing streak, friends. Last week, Morales demanded more than just a independent review. The Office of Integrity, he asked, the Office of Integrity? They have zero integrity, Morales said. I feel like they're trumping up charges to make it look good for the media, and there's no concern to them when they're wrong. There's no consequences. This office needs to be investigated and disbanded. That's what he calls for. As relieved as he is that the charges were dismissed, Morales said his experience as a crime suspect devastated his life. It broke me. This thing broke my spirit, he said. It broke any type of respect that I had for any law enforcement. These were supposed to be my brothers in blue. And now you probably know why so many people hate cops. He said they're supposed to be my brothers in blue, and they tried to throw me out like the garbage. My brothers. The Attorney General's office did not respond to questions about the office and Morales' case, nor a request for an interview with the office's director, Thomas Eacher, who's probably wondering if he's going to have a job. Earlier this month, after Senator Joe Cryan called for oversight, Attorney General Matt Platkin defended their work in an email statement to the New Jersey Monitor. This work is not only sensitive, but it is time-consuming and complicated, and often unpopular among powerful people and interest groups, the statement read. At a time in our nation's history when maintaining and restoring faith in our governmental institutions has never been more critical, I am especially grateful for the work of the OPIA. But he doesn't say in that statement, even though we effed up, even though we screwed up, even though we hurt this man. He doesn't say any of that. This part of the article talks about the string of failures. When Morales was called to Trenton in August 2020, he thought he was meeting with state officials to hammer out details of his medical retirement. They called him in to arrest him, but he thought he was going in to talk about his medical retirement. He'd been out of work for 16 months after a severe beating at the hands of an inmate who had escaped his cell at Northern State Prison in Newark through a broken door. The meeting started out with questions about the assault and his recovery from back surgery, he said. When I speak out about that, I get very emotional because, I still got mental health issues because of that, Morales said. And they was acting like my friends and handing me tissues. Man, when you go see them boys, you got to always remember they ain't your friend. They played the good cop, bad cop on him, it seems. But the friendliness evaporated as talk veered to Morales' food truck, which he ran in his spare time down the street from the prison with another correctional officer, Ruben De Jesus, and to Morales' involvement in the motorcycle clubs, Thug Riders, and Thunder Guards, whom he said he was never a member, by the way, you guys remember. Within minutes, Morales said a tough-talking investigator ordered him to sign some paperwork and go with them to get fingerprinted. At that point in time, he could have told me to tap dance. I would have turned into Gregory Hines. You guys probably don't remember who Gregory Hines was, but he was an incredible tap dancer. He said, I was just so frightened, Morales said. I was scared because I never broke the law. I worked 20 years in prison, and I didn't understand what was happening to me. Prosecutors from the Office of Public Integrity and Accountability charged Morales with official misconduct, tampering with records, and hindering prosecution. We saw that document. Authorities said he failed to disclose on Department of Corrections paperwork his involvement in outlaw motorcycle gangs and didn't secure needed approval for outside employment. Failed to mention that the motorcycle club that he was in was not an outlaw motorcycle gang, especially when he was involved in it. But I digress. Absolutely no law enforcement officers should be a member of a subversive group or gang. And with correctional police officers, there's a special concern related to the destabilizing and dangerous impact that gang activity and gang rivalries have in prison. Then Attorney General Gurul said in a March 2021 statement announcing Morales' indictment. Man, they just took this all the way. By allegedly flouting disclosure requirements, falsifying official records, and being an active member of outlaw motorcycle gangs, which you can't be an active member of more than one club at a time, idiot! I mean, not that I know of. Morales violated his oath and his duties as a corrections officer. Last week, Morales told the New Jersey Monitor he'd done nothing wrong. He said he'd always been open about the motorcycle clubs he rode with, denied he or the clubs did anything criminal, and said he'd left the clubs anyway when he and DeJesus bought their food truck in 2017. The only thing I've done wrong on a motorcycle was doing wheelies on the highway, Morales said, and that's just a traffic violation, and I never got pulled over for that. Morales worked on his food truck, where his prison colleagues were regular patrons before his injury and afterward, when he was out of Northern on work compensation. Correctional officers can have second jobs and work while on works comp, as long as they divulge secondary employment to the Department of Corrections and avoid work that could cause re-injury. I don't know how serving food causes re-injury. I'm just saying. So that's what William Sullivan said, that they could work. And he's the president of the New Jersey Policemen's Benevolent Association, Local 105, which represents correctional officers. So the local union said he was within the rules. Morales said he complied with all of those requirements, but a judge and a jury never got to consider the merits of his case. Why? Deputy Attorney General Andrew Wellbrock recommended a dismissal, saying in a court filing last Monday that investigators failed to record their interview with Mr. Morales, as both state law and the Attorney General's office require, with few exceptions. Morales told the New Jersey Monitor that investigators also failed to read him his Miranda rights as law requires, or tell him he was under arrest until nearly 2 hours after the interview started. So this is why it never went to court. No, it never went to court because that shit was never going to be proven. And in order to save a even bigger black guy, they just went on ahead and dismissed the case themselves, because you just saw the plethora of evidence to the contrary of everything they've said. How are you going to say I didn't disclose my food truck business when the officers and stuff are eating there, and I'm supporting the officers' movement, the paintball badge game? Here's my truck, and there I am in it. Here's pictures of me serving everybody, but I've hidden that and failed to divulge it. Well, y'all was getting ready to get y'all's. My producer says, deny eating my food. The nerve. Wow. That's why that was dismissed. Superior Court Judge Verna G. Leith ordered the case dismissed with prejudice. That means authorities can't refile the charges against Morales. It's really the same as being, not the same, but it's tantamount to being found not guilty in court. It was like the judge saying, yeah, not only are we dismissing this, we're dismissing it to the point you can never bring this back up again. This dismissal was the latest in a string of humiliations for the office. Earlier this month, a judge denied a public corruption indictment against suspended Saddlebrook Police Chief Robert Kugler, who the office claimed illegally assigned his officers to escort funeral processions for a funeral home he owns. Wow. They had to dismiss that. In September, a sergeant in the office got arrested and charged with trespassing after illegally trying to re-enter a North Wildwood bar she'd been told to leave. A municipal prosecutor dropped the case against Danielle Oliveira last week because she was charged with an offense that did not exist under the law, her attorney Timothy R. Smith said. Oliveira was arrested outside the bar, did not re-enter it, nor did she try to, and so she did not trespass, he added. In July, another judge ordered a new Trial for Lakewood Rabbi Osher Eisman, Osher Eisman, who the office accused of misappropriating funds at a school he founded for special needs children. So Wow, this is like a string of what they call humiliations. I call them illegal arrests, and somebody should go to jail for this. In Kugler's and Eichmann's cases, the judges found the office's prosecutors withheld exculpatory evidence from the defense. My God, these people are off the chain. They're quick to charge without going through all the facts. Like they only want a notch on their belt. I think it's political mostly, just to show that they're tough on corruption and all that other stuff, Sullivan said. The whole unit should be disbanded. We have an internal affairs office that's supposed to investigate staff misconduct. And if they feel it's criminal, they're supposed to refer it to the local prosecutor's office. They should go back to letting the local prosecutors do their job. Because whenever you have these special groups set up, they do have to justify their existence. They do have to produce results. So, it's not hard to see how they could become overzealous. They could become sloppy. But what's not acceptable is that they withhold exculpatory evidence and things like that, and arrest people and destroy their reputations, and then don't apologize. That's absolutely crazy. I'll go on in the article. After his arrest, Morales was suspended without pay. Gosh. And I remember when he wrote me, and I glanced over that. I can't remember exactly where it was, but when he wrote me originally, he told me, he says, I've been without a job for, I haven't worked in all these months. They've suspended me without pay, and but it's okay. I'm gonna make it. He wasn't. He still knew he would make it, even though they had done all this to him. Like his foresight, his heart, it was always good. It was always strong, because he knew he was right, but it still broke him. He said it broke him. It still broke him. But anyway, after his arrest, Morales was suspended without pay. His bid for retirement put on hold, pending the outcome of his criminal case. So he was already down 2 years, and it's been more than a year. So so this retirement and all this has been put on hold for at least 3, maybe closer to 4 years. Jeez. Now that the indictment has been dismissed, he'll finally be approved for medical retirement. He said he'll fight too for the back pay for the time he spent suspended while the case wound through the courts. Maybe he'll get a good payday. He thinks the office singled him out for investigation because authorities feared he'd go public about the broken cell doors in the maximum security unit at Northern, where he was ambushed and damn near killed. I feel that they were like, okay, they've been asking for us to fix these doors for so long. Now this officer just got assaulted and he could never work again. So let's just discredit this man as much as possible and call him just some Spanish gang member from Newark, New Jersey, instead of a hero. Today's heroes unifying generations. Yeah, he was a hero on more than one level, wasn't he? So instead of calling this guy a hero, let's destroy him. Let's destroy his character. He said they retaliated against me because I got injured due to their gross negligence. In April 2021, he filed a civil rights lawsuit against the state of New Jersey Department of Corrections, the Northern State Prison, and several named defendants alleging 18 counts of wrongdoing, including retaliation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, false complaint of unprofessional misconduct, and wrongful discharge. And man, I think he's got a case. Don't you? Morales hopes to amend the complaint to include malicious prosecution and defamation. They put my name all over the newspaper saying I was this motorcycle gangster and I had an illegal business, he said. Morales still has nightmares from the assault, so brutal, he felt like he was fighting for his life. Then a year and a half later, I had to fight for my life again from the same people that I worked for 20 years, he said. I had to wait 30 months of my life to get vindicated. And people are like, congratulations, you won. To me, I didn't win anything. Nah, bro. Ha. You're wrong about that one, Mo Capo. You kicked their ass. You remained steely-eyed. And you slew Goliath. Now you're about to step on top of him and chop off his head and take that back to, was it Saul? Yeah, I think it was King Saul. I'm hurting in my Bible a little bit here. Took an hour to tell that story. So I just want to say, Hollywood, man, we did it, bro. Good on you, Hollywood. Backing this brother. Just because I asked you to. I'm very happy for him. This is like, I'm going to just tear up and start crying. God, what he went through. I never doubted you, man. Well, I mean, for the first few minutes, maybe I doubted you, but I never doubted you after that. That motorcycle club that you helped start has become a bad booger out there, bro. Nobody pushing them around. So, you know, when you start something, you never know what it's going to become, how big it's going to be. They were always brash, cutting edge. They produced one of the top YouTubers on motorcycle club stuff. That guy, Sosta Ghost. Who cut his teeth in that organization you created. Boy, creators, man. Don't y'all be messing with no creators, bro. Steely-eyed, focused, laser focused they can be. And he became laser focused on defending himself, his name, his reputation, his family, his honor. He was today's hero, unifying generations. He represented to the utmost the morals and traditions and standards that he and his brothers created. Well, you wanted to create change, bro. You wanted to create positivity. You had no idea you would create a template for how you knock Goliath on his ass. Add that to your accomplishments, and you will find that you did win a hell of a lot. Well, that's my 2 cents. Make sure to get our channel, the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. You can find that anywhere that you get your podcast. We'd appreciate that. Go to my brother's Traveling Brother Cigars discount code, travelingbroscigars.com, discount code Black Dragon TV. Enjoy a 10% discount on your cigars from me. Also, make sure to hit that like button and share this one. People would want to know the outcome of the story. Share this one. If you got an hour to sit down and listen, I can be found on Black Dragon, Biker TV, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and live on Twitch. Order my books, Prospects Bible, Sergeant at Arms Bible, President's Bible, Public Relations Officer's Bible, and the Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, all available on Amazon, Kindle, or on blackdragonsgear.com. Let's see. Join our podcast daily. I talked about that already. Join us in the Discord link. The link to our Discord is in the description box below. Also, you can get me at Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. And what else? Think Tactical is our news, our new YouTube channel for folks that are preppers and that sort of thing. So make sure to check us out at Think Tactical. Then also thinktacticalnews.com and Think Tactical Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, MC Protocol 101 is our new channel, MC Protocol 101. Check that out. BikerLiberty.com is our online biker news magazine. Somebody said, Frost wants you to get a judge robe and hear a comp case for the mods. You guys out there. I didn't go to the comments today because I was just basically reading for an hour. So I don't know what the hell you guys said in the comments today. Hopefully it wasn't too horrible. So I missed you guys in the comments today, but we had fun. And this guy, I'm so proud of him. I can't tell you how proud I am of him. I'm just so proud of him. Somebody said the things that we love hurt us so much. Yeah, man. The things we love hurt us so much. This is just the best Thanksgiving present. Hearing the greatness that he overcame. Listen, he spent 10 days in the psychiatric ward. That had to be a low. But God will see us out of trouble, man. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. For the Lord is thy shepherd. He shall not abide, he maketh me to lie down in green pastures. I don't remember the whole thing. In the military, we used to say, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, because I'm the baddest mother effer in the valley. But I like the first one better. Didn't you? Hey, subscribers. Whenever you are in Macon, Georgia, you have to get over to my Motorcycle Club Brothers Cigar Lounge. Haley's Cigar Lounge on Ingleside Avenue has a night or several nights just right for you. Monday night football kicks off the week. Wednesday is whiskey night. Thursday, ladies night. Saturdays are make your night. And wrapping up the weekend, it's Sunday football. Haley's is closed on Tuesdays. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere at Haley's. Hang out at the bar or outside on the patio. They can also host your small events. Haley's Cigar Lounge, 2308 Ingleside Avenue in Macon, Georgia. Be sure to tell them Black Dragon sent you.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.